what's really incredible is one day you could be looking at helping a really well-established giant pharmaceutical company navigate their clinical trial process, and the next day you're working with a smaller, innovative biotech company, helping them navigate a go-to-market strategy to look at how best they could commercialize their opportunity and ensure patient access. So from one end to the other end, it's fantastic.
So firstly, and typically, there's no such thing as a typical client. I think the one thing that the clients that I've worked with at Uptake have in common is a level of seniority within their own organisation. So they are responsible, accountable for the launch of a product, the strategic brand plan for a product, a process that has consequences for a big team or for an organisation. So there's always a level of seniority. And in terms of how I help them solve complex problems, I guess it's on two levels. On one level, clients can be looking for a subject matter expertise and they want to tap into the work that I've done as a senior principal at Uptake. The other way that I help them solve complex problems is by teaching and training them and their teams how to use continuous improvement methodologies.
You know, I think the thing that stands out for me about Uptake is from day one, I have felt like I'm really part of this extensive team, but yet I've been given a lot of autonomy and individual scope to really shape my projects. So I'm encouraged to really think differently and creatively, but when I get stuck, no hesitation. I know I can just lean into some of my colleagues, and the breadth of experience with this organization is just incredible. I mean, these are people that have been at the very top of pharma. They bring such a wide breadth of experience, depth of knowledge, and it's such a privilege to be able to pick up the phone and say, I'm really stuck, can you help me with something? And as well as being able to feel like I'm really bringing value to them. So it's just an incredible sense of collaboration. Really has helped me grow not only my own internal knowledge, but being able to feel like I'm contributing back.
For me, it was moving from 20 years in big pharma, and I did and ah about whether I wanted to stay in pharma or whether I wanted to give consultancy a go. And what I'd say was, I'm really, really glad that 2 years ago I gave consultancy a go. Sat on this sofa 2 years ago, if you'd have told me, I'd have travelled the world, I'd have worked on some of the biggest brands in the world, I'd have met some fabulous people, established really strong and lasting relationships, built friendships as well as work relationships. I wouldn't have believed you, yet that is the journey I've been on in the last 2 years. And so I would say quite simply, give it a go, you won't regret it.
The sessions that we had, the best practice sharing sessions, those are fantastic. I mean, really being able to unpack and listen to the incredible projects that people are doing.
Such a good point.
I think that has been really fodder for me.
Yes.
From an intellectual skill capability building point of view.
I mean, wow, yes, absolutely. I love those sessions. I also love the principal huddles.
Yes.
Where it's probably an even more informal agenda, and you can just put your hand up and say, I'm either struggling with this, or hey, I did this, and I'm not telling you to show off, but I did this and it went really well. So we've got a formal network and a resources centre, we've got best practice sharing sessions, and we've got principal huddles. We're pretty well served.
I was going to say, let's not forget the telephone.
Let's not forget the telephone.
Literal telephone.
Yeah.
But I think that for me is like a really comforting thing to know, that there is a culture that encourages that. It's kind of spoken about, it's lived, it's breathed.
Yes. It's a one-uptake approach, isn't it? It's a one-uptake approach.
One team.